Have you ever had the experience that something around your sexuality, the way that you live your sexuality, feels somehow strange to you, or the way that you share and express your sexuality does not really fit into what it is expected from you? I have also had this experience, and it was quite a journey for myself to find out my own truth in my own sexuality, I want to express and to share it with others. After having worked and accompanied many people over 15 years to explore and connect more to their sexuality, I found out that this is actually quite a common experience. So this has just brought me to understand the importance of caring for diversity and opening spaces that that accept and embrace the great diversity in human sexuality. And when I talk about sexuality, I'm referring to the experience of having different bodies, different body shapes, different ages, experiencing and sharing sexuality at different phases in your life, different orientations, sexual orientations, different sexual preferences, meaning that your eroticism works in different ways. Maybe you need to go very slow to function, or you go more direct. Gender, there are different genders, and gender can be a journey beyond the two possibilities, the dualism of man and woman, and many people are getting on this gender journey. It has always been like this, and it also now becoming very present in our lives, in our times, and many other aspects that vary from one person to the other. On another level, we can distinguish different types of relating to each other erotically. There are people that prefer and get ignited by a more energetic connection. So it's about slowness and very slow touch, and maybe playing with expectation and connecting on a more energetic level. There are people who go into and get aroused by more sensual qualities. Other people that are more sexual and go more direct to sexual contact. There are people that prefer to play with boundaries, kink, and there are other aspects. And so it is very diverse. And if we want to connect to other people, very often it happens in couples that first of all we need to find out how do we actually function erotically beyond beyond the expectations that we somehow have taken on from the outside. And for me, very often it feels a bit like, okay, what is the language that I speak, my erotic language, and what is the erotic language of my partner, of my partners? And somehow it is like one person is speaking Arabic and the other person is speaking French. And it's about, okay, first of all, I understand I have a certain language how I express myself. My partner has another language, how they express themselves, and how can we find together. Another aspect that comes to my mind when talking about diversity in human sexuality is how arousal, how pleasure changes with age as we grow older. Very often we have the idea that the way that we experienced pleasure and eroticism when we were younger, we try to reproduce that at later stages. And I find it's super important to just be aware there's a great variety of pleasures, and somehow we need to learn to open up to other ways of expressing ourselves and to connecting with other people. And very often these new ways of enjoying are beyond old patterns or also beyond expectations concerning our gender role. Yeah, so there are a lot of factors that limit our sexuality. And I just want to ask you the question, in which way do you think that your sexuality has been limited by outside factors that are not really yours? So to which degree have you internalized limitations from the outside? And what are the desires and the aspects of your sexuality that would you like to explore, and what are the truths that you would like to find out for yourselves? If we want to explore our sexuality and grow as a sexual being, we need a safer space to do that. Safer space where we can show ourselves and where we can step out of what we know from ourselves. And this actually is the intention that we have with our workshops and trainings, where we want to welcome and embrace diversity in all the dimensions that I have mentioned so far. So how do we explore diversity in our training and welcome diversity in our training? First of all, for us, it's very important to give space so that everybody can go at their own rhythm. You can decide when to participate and how to participate, to which degree to participate. And in our understanding, a no might be and will probably be as important as a yes, and that you need time to find out for yourself. So there is this big respect towards the rhythm of everybody, at the same time as being aware of the group and the group dynamic. Then we also include several practices in our training. Some of these practices are reflecting about your own diversity, your own experience on a more theoretical level or identity level, and other practices go in a very practical way to explore and create more awareness of your eroticism, what is pleasurable and arousing for you, and also allowing you to have a look a bit into your shadow parts, and thereby expanding and growing and integrating these parts. So if you want to find out a bit more about how we explore sexuality from this point of view of diversity, I invite you to have a look at our website. I also invite you to have a look at other videos from participants who have done our training. And of course, also you're very welcome to come to one of our open workshops where you can experience this in person.